Good day, students, and welcome to A1 English Language for senior secondary school students. My name is Gloria. Today, we are going to look at the remaining part of module auxiliaries. Remember, last time we treated about 5, and I told you that they are up to 10. We treated can, could, may, might, and must. So today, we are going to look at the remaining 5 and their uses. To start with, let us remind ourselves of what we say about modal auxiliary verbs. We said that modal auxiliary verbs are helping verbs used with the main verb to express the speaker's attitude or opinion about an action or a state. A modal auxiliary verb is a helping verb used with the main verb to express the speaker's attitude or opinion about an action or a state. Another word for modal auxiliary verb is modal verbs. That means we can still call it modal verbs. A modal verb. It is also called a modal verb, and they express modality, and they normally achieve this using concepts like possibility, probability, expectation, ability, and so on. The primary or basic function of a modal auxiliary is to express modality. Modality using concepts. Concepts such as ability, possibility, probability, expectation, advice, suggestions, and so on. Now I want to look at the remaining 5. And those remaining 5 are will, would, shall, should, and ought to. We will take them one after the other and also mention their uses. And we do that using sentences. So let's start with will. What are the uses of will? The first one, we use it for future action, to express future action. Examples. I will to London. To London. I will visit you tomorrow. That is for future action. We can also use it for willingness, to express willingness. Willingness. Examples. I will assist you with your homework. I will assist you with your homework. You can also say, I will help you to carry your load. I will help you to carry your load. That is about will. Now let's look at would. Would and uses. The first one, we use would for hypothetical situation. Hypothetical situation. Examples. If I have some money, I'll buy a car for you. I would buy a car for you. Another example, you can also say, if I have a car, I would drive you to the party. If I have a car, I will drive you to the party. If I have a car, I will drive you to the party. We also use it for polite. We use it for polite request. Polite request. Examples. Would you like a cup of tea? A cup of tea. You can also say, would you escort me to the market? We can also use would for past habits. Past habit. That is what you were doing before, but now you are no more doing it. For example, examples. When I was young, I would play with my granny. You can also say something like, when I was six, I would disturb my mother in her office. So that is for past habit. Now let's go to shall. We're going to shall now. Shall, then uses. Shall is usually used with the pronouns I and we, and it's a formal way or formal words usually used in British English. So we can use it for future action. That is number one use. For future action. Examples. I shall see you in the afternoon. I shall see you in the afternoon. We shall go to the farm. We shall go to the farm. And then we can also use it for suggestion. Example, shall we go for a walk? Shall I go to the zoo with you? I go to the zoo with you. Shall I go to the zoo with you? Okay. Then we can also, let's go to should. Should can be used for advice. One, advice. Examples. You should study hard for your examination. You should study hard for your examination. Well, you can also say something like, you should wake up early in the morning. That is advice. The second one is expectation. What you are expecting. Examples. They should be here in the afternoon. I should, or we should return to the farm in the evening. And the next one is obligation. But this obligation is weaker than the one we use for must. Weaker weaker than must. It's weaker than must. You should take care of your kids. You should take, that is example. Examples. So we have one. You should take care of your kids. Okay. Another example. You should work for a living. You should work for a living. You should work for a living. Okay, so let's take the final one, and that is up to. Up to. Let's talk about uses of up to. Uses. So one of them is moral obligation. Moral obligation. We use it the way we use should. Okay. Examples. You ought to apologize. You ought to apologize. You ought to greet the elderly ones. You ought to greet the elderly ones. So we have succeeded in treating the remaining 5 modal auxiliaries, and we have seen their uses. Please, that's the end of the lesson for today. I would still like you to please subscribe if you have not done so that you'll be getting the lesson each time it is posted. Please remember to share to your friends so that they too will be getting the lessons. Please like and even make your comments. And as an assignment, you can give your own sentences using every use that we have mentioned here of all these modal auxiliaries. Thank you very much.